UFC 157 shook the foundation of the fighting world as women competed inside the Octagon for the first time. The electrifying clash between Ronda Rousey and Liz Carmouche marked the dawn of a new era in women's MMA, paving the way for some of the most iconic moments, events, and personalities this sport has ever seen. As we mark the 10-year anniversary of that unforgettable night, we pay tribute to some of the greatest highlights in women's combat. In 2023, the UFC celebrates its decorated 30-year history. A legacy of changing the sport's landscape.
It is all over!
Proving the doubters wrong.
Oh, no way!
And bringing mixed martial arts to a mainstream level that was once considered unimaginable.
Wow, he didn't come here to take part. He came here to take over.
It's in that spirit of the pursuit of excellence that the UFC also welcomes another milestone. A decade of showcasing the women warriors of MMA on the sport's biggest stage.
Oh! Huge head kick for Nunes!
10 years of women showing the world who they are, where they came from, and exactly what they are capable of.
That is it! There is a new strawweight queen!
A decade of breaking barriers, silencing the naysayers, and treating fans to some of the most iconic personalities, performances, and moments the sport has ever seen.
Arguably the greatest fight in women's mixed martial arts history.
Long Magnum Whaley!
While the UFC enjoyed a boom in popularity in the early 2000s, women's MMA had yet to garner the respect and recognition it deserved. Female athletes plied their trade in promotions like Strikeforce, Elite XC, and Hook and Shoot.
And another one buckles under the canvas.
But one arena long remained off limits: the UFC Octagon, combat sports' ultimate proving ground.
When are we going to see women in the UFC, man?
Never.
Anytime soon? Never? Never.
That all changed in 2011 with a former Olympian who became a lightning rod for the sport.
It's one of the most accomplished female athletes to enter mixed martial arts, two-time Olympian Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey commanded the world's attention with elite skills, a polarizing personality, and irrefutable star power. I'm the champ now! The champ doesn't go to you, you come to the champ! So much so, a previously reluctant Dana White could no longer deny the merit in women's MMA.
Bring the champ out here. I'm gonna make it official right now. The first ever UFC Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey. And I'm presenting her with her belt.
In 2013, the global leader in combat sports opened its doors to athletes who would then change the course of history.
Joe, this entire crowd is on their feet for the arrival of the first ever UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion, Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
This is a gigantic cultural moment, Mike. This is going to open the door to so many young women that never thought about doing this as a career. She's changing sports. She's changing culture.
And here we go. White trunks for Carmouche, black trunks for Rousey. Looking to close the distance early.
And Ronda wants to get the clinch, and she's got the clinch now. She's got one underhook.
More pressure.
She's looking for it. She got it.
And it's all over.
Ronda
Ronda Rousey wasn't just a success, but a superstar, reaching a level of fame and notoriety never before seen in the sport.
Do you know how many women are changing the way they look at athletics because of this woman? She's a female's hero.
And in turn, she opened the door that introduced sports fans to a wealth of talent that would finally be entering the world stage. In 2014, the first all-women season of The Ultimate Fighter ushered in the strawweights. a fresh look at television's longest-running sports reality show that would go on to produce household names and future champions.
This is the inaugural UFC Strawweight Championship.
Esparza trying to break the will of Namajunas here.
Here's the tap. Carla Esparza is the UFC Strawweight Champion of the world.
As the roster of female champions grew, so too did the popularity of women's MMA. UFC set attendance records when it brought a blockbuster event to Australia, headlined by an all-female cast, proving that without question, women can lead the charge for mixed martial arts around the world.
And we have, Joe, today, a record-setting crowd.
She's hurt.
Ronda's in trouble.
She's hurt.
Head kick. Holly looking to finish.
She's out.
Holly Hall is the new UFC Bantamweight Champion of the world.
The UFC's international appeal is represented throughout the women's divisions, with contenders and champions emerging from every corner of the globe. For a truly worldly ambassador, look no further than flyweight champion Valentina Shevchenko. Born in Kyrgyzstan and having lived in Peru for years, the trilingual star holds the most wins in flyweight history and the most title defenses among female champs in a single weight class.
Oh, head kick, it's it.
Oh, my God.
Valentina Bullet Shevchenko.
Women's MMA made the proving ground of the Octagon a true melting pot. Liz Carmouche, the first woman to fight in the Octagon, was openly gay and a military veteran. Mothers held their own against collegiate athletes. Fighters consistently broke through from previously underrepresented communities. Regardless of race, nation, or creed, the women of the UFC are beloved, respected, and embraced by audiences worldwide. The queens of their division revealed themselves to be as dominant and intense as their male counterparts.
And again, and again, and again, and still.
All while simultaneously blending elite athletic technique with raw human emotion.
Before the fight started, you were saying to yourself, I'm the best. I'm the best.
I am the best.
As championship reigns came and went, Amanda Nunes won up to them all by owning 2 divisions at once. After cleaning out the 135ers, the Lioness dared to be great. She eyed a second title against the ferocious and favored featherweight champion, Chris Cyborg.
Cyborg's hurt.
Champ status obtained.
Oh! Amanda Nunes knocks Chris Cyborg out cold.
There's magic moments in MMA, and this is one of the things that makes the sport so beautiful.
10 years in, it's business as usual to see women under the bright lights of the Octagon. Not to mention in the UFC Hall of Fame, on the broadcasts, and behind the scenes. So add one more adage to the unofficial unified rules. Right underneath expect the unexpected, never say never.